My name is Adele, and you're watching Youth Perspective.
Hi, I'm Hugo. I'm 18 years old and I'm a filmmaker, artist, violinist, violist, composer based in London.
Hi, my name is Joel and I'm 16 years old. I live in Ghana and my passion is art.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm 16 years old and I live outside of Newcastle. I play the cello, so music is a big part of my life. I also do singing, but I also really enjoy playing hockey.
Hi, I'm Shona and I'm 17. A passion of mine is playing violin, and a few of my interests are reading, baking and social media.
Hey, what's up guys? My name's Jonathan. I'm Adele's older cousin. First and foremost, I am currently living in London. Before this, I used to live in France, so I grew up in France for about 15 to 16 years. Some passions, hobbies that I have: I like music, I like art, I love video games, and I'm currently just about to start university this coming September to study theology and youth ministry.
Hello, my name is Aoife. I am 16 and I live in Malaysia. A little bit about me: I love art, I love philosophy, I love dragons. I'm interested in many things, including just life in general. There's a lot to think about and be interested in. I also talk a lot, so if I go on for too long, feel free to edit me out. But yes, happy to be a part of this. I hope you enjoy.
But without further ado, let's get into a couple questions. So,
The saddest thing I lost at the start of COVID was the end of year 13 and that time to celebrate with your friends that you developed with over the 2 years of sixth form, and both as a human being and as a creative person, and that was really devastating to not have that time. And also because year 13 is never an easy year to start, and we were all kind of finding our way and the year was taking shape and all these exciting things and projects were ahead, and not to have any of them was really, really sad.
One of the things I think I lost to COVID was just missing out on things. So we had loads of concerts planned with music. I had quite a few, like just hockey games, just little things that I didn't realise that I missed so much until I didn't have them anymore. And I think that really affected me because I missed everything and I missed seeing everyone and doing the things I love, like hockey and music.
So I attend a boarding school. I had to come and continue my education from home online. And also whenever I come from school during vacation, I go out with my friends and family. But in this case, I had to stay home all the time.
So Malaysia locked down very quickly, like movement was very quickly reduced, the freedom to move around. So juniors, hi, hello, we're not allowed to go into public places. Malls, parks, beaches, couldn't go anywhere. So I did not leave my house for 2 to 3 months. No unnecessary trips were allowed, even for adults. So there was a lot of loss of exercise for people as a whole. Me and my parents took to going up and down the stairwell, secretly, to do something so that we weren't just sitting blobs. Another thing, just for general Southeast Asia, eating out is very common, it's very affordable. So suddenly not being able to do that was a huge change for many people, and also of course for people running food stores.
some of the things that I lost when COVID happened was the ability to leave my house, to get the fresh air. To be honest, I didn't really get much fresh air in the first place because I like to stay in my room. So I do a lot of stuff online with all my youth work anyway. So actually when COVID happened, I don't feel I lost a lot. The biggest thing for me probably was the freedom to move about and to see my family. I was supposed to go see my family back in France a little earlier. I had a couple trips planned with some of my friends to go to the Netherlands and Germany, but we had to cancel those. Those were the biggest ones for me, which really affected me.
I would say for me, the main thing would be playing with other people musically, so in chamber groups, orchestral groups, even duos, one-on-one with like pianists and stuff. Things which you sort of take for granted, the ability to meet people, hug people, see them.
COVID has affected me in different ways. Some days I'd be so down and I would just think I hate it, like I want to go back to normal, I want to see all my friends. And then other days I found it was really productive, like I had enough time to think and do things which I didn't have enough time before, so I could really focus on cello in a way that I'd not really be able to before, because I'd always be busy, so I'd always be like, oh, I'll try and squeeze an hour in here and an hour there. So I think it helped me develop myself. But obviously I missed everything so much.
I think I'm quite lucky with how COVID has affected me emotionally, because being in Malaysia, the fear factor isn't really there because there aren't that many cases or death tolls, so the threat of the virus isn't as big as just the threat of being quarantined and not being able to move around. And so even though there are a lot of restrictions around and people wear masks and everything, the same fear isn't present. So first 5 weeks, I actually really enjoyed my quarantine. I was as happy and could be. I spend a lot of time by myself. I'm happy spending time by myself, so I was great. All of my hobbies, or almost all of my hobbies, can take place at home, so it wasn't that different for me. The only thing was less socializing in person, which wasn't too bad. One big thing, however, was that both my older brother and sister live in Singapore, so I have not seen them for 8 months because travel restrictions are rather strict in Malaysia, which is a lot, especially since I'm not used to living away from my brother.
Saddest thing emotionally about this whole situation is that as a musician, as a creative person, we're so used to spending time around other people, and it's that energy that we all have, that we share with each other, that makes these wonderful projects happen, and not having that has been really hard. And I mean, straight away, kind of all these phone calls every day, which is exhausting as well, because it's sustaining a new way of contact. But I guess the other way that COVID affected me emotionally is that it also allows more time in the end to spend in yourself, which actually you never normally have, and to kind of get to know yourself better and realise what you like and what you don't like, and to think more about what your purpose is and what you want to make and why you want to make things.
So the emotional effect COVID had on me was negative in the sense that I didn't know what was to happen in the future, but I had to prepare for the future.
I'd say the way that COVID has affected me emotionally, it's almost kind of created a bit of a neutrality in my life. So whereas before I used to get out, I used to meet people, I'd say I'm more of an extrovert than an introvert, but sometimes it can be like 50-50. And I get my energy from people to some degree, I'd say. So that would usually kind of bring up my serotonin, get me all happy and jolly, and I just didn't have that to the same degree whilst I was in lockdown. So I guess emotionally it kind of made me a bit more tame. I'm usually quite energetic, but it just kind of mellowed me out a bit and just was kind of chilling. I don't think at any points I was really sad, because I've always got something to do. When you're a gamer, you can game for hours on end, and I've got loads of friends online. So I think from hearing certain stories of how some friends have struggled in COVID, I actually feel like I've done okay.
I think it's sort of like a very gradual thing and you don't even seem to notice it happens. For me, I went through lots of different stages. I went through a stage where I was very lazy, did nothing, and then like there was a stage where I think depressed, but like I didn't know that. The same way there's a COVID wave, I think there's like an emotional wave which no one tells you, by the way, now you're going to be productive. I would say the stage I'm in now is probably the productive wave. Yes, that's good.
Have you taken care of your mental health? Yes. As I said, first 5 weeks, it was amazing. I was ecstatic. Could not be better. It was exactly the opportunity I needed. Break from society, break from socializing, just able to do my own thing. It was amazing. And then the 5th week, my mental health went down. It was just for like a week or so, and like I just didn't feel like doing anything. 3 days I was like fully depressed. Luckily enough for me, it was just sort of a low point in my process. It was kind of like at some point it had to happen, so it happened, and I just went down, and then I managed to slowly get back up. It was just kind of expected, you know? I don't know if that it would be natural to not have a period where you get fully down in the dumps after being in your house for a month.
Mental health wise, I've gone for lots of runs, lots of walks, and more recently I've been able to visit one of my sets of grandparents down by the sea as things have become a bit more lenient, and I've done lots of swimming as well. And so I think that exercise is wonderful because it concentrates the mind in a different way. It's a different form of catharsis than music or art.
So, how have I taken care of my mental health? I haven't. So, I give you the footage, Adele. If it's in there, you know I know exactly where you are.
So, I actually think, and I'll be completely honest with you guys, I don't think I've done the best job to take care of my mental health during these times. I think with the type of work I was doing and being stuck in my room, there was that opportunity to kind of like lay back and chill out and kind of go on like an extended holiday period. And that's with being a youth work. That definitely there was work being done, and I've been doing things over the last couple of months. But what would have been good would have been keeping my bedtime, so getting up on time, going to bed on time, eating at set times, having a good nutrition, being able to take that daily jog or daily walk or daily bit of exercise that we could have done earlier on. Stuff like that. I didn't really take that up. I was very much just kind of like lazing about, doing my own thing. So yeah, I could have done a lot better, to be honest.
Next time on Youth Perspective.
Life is just interesting. There are thousands of things to think about or to do.
But also, it's okay to have days where you don't do anything and you just lie in bed and watch movies.
You just gotta think about what you want to end up leaving with. More productive, or, same person, or doing less than you were doing before.